Hello there, gang of YouTube. For some weird reason, I thought maybe it might be good to tell everybody about this during the construction. As you can see, I'm in the middle of skinning it with Oracal. This is my 59-inch Piper Tomahawk I'm working on. Why a Piper Tomahawk? Well, I was sitting around the shop a couple years ago looking at an old E-flite apprentice wing and thinking, gosh, wouldn't it be cool if you could just take that wing and build some kind of airplane to go with it? And after kicking around a couple of ideas of what kind of airplane might go well with a straight out apprentice wing like that, and somewhere along the line I remembered I actually wanted a Piper Tomahawk once upon a time. And so just like that, I printed out some 3-view drawings, put them together, and built a box in the shape of a Tomahawk wing. And in my usual way, I take a saw blade and carve the box and belt sand the heck out of it to produce a shape which is actually broadly similar to a Tomahawk. You might not even be able to tell unless you put them together with a real Tomahawk that it's all just BS. And I'll show you the construction of the inner fuselage here. As you can see, it's basically just built like a box inside. The cockpit area is basically layer upon layer of pink foam, all glued together and carved and sanded into kind of a half-egg shape. And for that reason, there can't be clear canopy or detailed cockpit, which is just as well because my vacuum form skills are no at this point. And I'm skinning it with Oracal. It's going to have a Power 25 E-flite motor with 60 amp ESC. It actually has the fixed nose gear from a Flightline P38, but I'm just not going to retract it. It just looks cool and it was just the right size. I'll show you the wing over here real quick. I don't have the aileron servos put in yet, but I got the plywood in there, and the landing gear is stolen from the Park Zone Aero Scout. And in a minute I'll put this thing back together when I'm done skinning it with Oracal. As you can see, we're kind of in the middle of that process. When I'm done skinning it with Oracal, I'll put the wing on and let you see this thing standing together with its, well, on its all 3 feet. Okay, so part 2, here she is completely skinned in Oracal. Tail, fuselage, wing, all skinned and beautiful glossy white Oracal. Next thing you're gonna see, oh yeah, the wind is doing that weather vane thing. That's cute. So I have to walk a little farther to get the angle. Okay, next thing you're gonna see is the colored Oracal stripes going down the tail, or down the fuselage, up the tail, in that special style of 1970s Piper, which I didn't see a lot of on the Tomahawk, but was really popular on planes like the Saratoga and the Lance. Yeah, the T-tail turbo Lance. She's coming along. Okay, now as you can see, I've finished the Oracal striping on the aircraft. She's now equipped with the 870 kV Power 25 motor, so that is the motor she's going to be flying with. All servos are connected except the ailerons, which are still in the mail. So I'm ready to try our first little taxi test. Yeah, it's a little hard to film and taxi at the same time, so I'm going to get her a little bit more out in the open here. Doesn't help that it's a little windy today. But that was a pretty good first taxi. I think I'm just waiting for the aileron servos and magnets for the battery hatch, which is right here. You can see that 3S 4000 Roaring Top parked there. Might move it like an inch further forward for balancing purposes when we go to fly, but she's almost ready. So now that we've had the first taxi test, really the only thing that's concerning me now about the flight is the landing gear and those Aero Scout landing gear and the way they flex. I don't know. It's possible, obviously they were designed for a much lighter airplane. It's possible that the springiness may be okay, but it's possible they may get bent out of shape on the first landings. Fortunately, this thing, which is from that P-38, the nose strut, is quite strong and it can take a lot more weight than this, and that's going to protect the propeller from striking the ground. But this is one of those times where back in the days of local hobby shops, you just get in the car and drive down to the hobby shop and maybe find a strut that is just the right size. See, because I've got this fixed amount of space that I need to match, and the Aero Scout landing gear is perfect. If I buy something online, it may not be just the right size, and who knows what I may have to do to it to bend it to make it fit. For now, I'm probably just going to leave it with these Aero Scout landing gear for the first flight, or flights, next weekend, and see how that works out. Wish me luck.